Growing up in India, where cricket is often the first and most popular sport,
Unlike cricket, right? Cricket is very organized and commercial. Sports has been just absolutely my number one passion.
you're not only investing in sport.
I don't think it's well thought out. I've been out for 40 years in the US. It's about time to kind of come back and invest in India. So it's kind of more emotional stuff.
Goa, what potential do you see in this state?
Two things. Goa is known around the world. There was a time people knew Goa more than India. A lot of culture, resilient people.
Olympics.
1.6 billion people. How come you don't get Olympic medals and all? But I think you got to think really hard. Zero excuses now.
Today we're joined with Mr. Raju Chekuri, the driving force behind the Goa Guardians, the newest team in the Prime Volleyball League Season 4. He's the CEO of Net Enrich and the Managing Director of Chekuri Sports Ventures, with decades of leadership in tech and venture capital. Fresh from the auction floor, he's walking in with a powerhouse team and big plans for the season ahead. Welcome.
Thank you.
Growing up in India, where cricket is often, as you know, the first and most popular sport, tell us a little bit about your youth, how you got exposed to sports like volleyball, basketball, handball, and maybe take us through some of the time you represented Kakatiya University in the South Zone Championships. And I mean, I'm sure you have a bunch of stories to tell us from there.
Yeah, that's a loaded one. Long history as well, I guess. I was born in a place called Kakinada in Andhra, but a year later we moved to Orissa, in a mining town, until 6 years old, and we moved to Ahmedabad in 70. Since then, I've been kind of just playing all the sports you can play, Glakotis or whatever you play, Gilli Danda, this and that. And we kind of grew up in a small ghetto area in a walled city in Ahmedabad, and just playing all sports on the road, right? So there was no organized sport till I grew up, but just cricket, this, that, soccer, and taking a tennis ball and I don't know what they call it. You hit it and you block it with your hands and all. But then I started really playing. My first game was volleyball when I was eighth grade. And there was a coach called Vashram Bhai, very nice gentleman. He gave me a chance to play volleyball in high school. Started playing and I picked up. And I played really well till 10th, 3 years. And then I screwed up my 10th grade. So I couldn't get admission to a good school, 11th and 12th. So I ended up going to a small school called NP Thakkar in Ahmedabad and started playing. 11th, I couldn't play because I had to study to prove to my parents that I can study, and I did well. Then I got really confident that I could study well, so I went back to sports again, my first love, and started playing volleyball again. And then that was a pivotal year, 12th grade. I wasn't selected, but I made my way into it by practicing for a month in a coaching camp, and we played inter-districts. I was playing number 4. I was not in the team, ended up playing number 4. It's a lot of practice. I could hit left, right, block. I had a good time, best time of my life. And then I had an offer to go play for India.
Wow.
Indian team coach when I was, I think, 15, I guess, 15, 16. Couldn't go because I was studying science and was going to go to engineering or medicine. And then I ended up going to not playing and went back to college. That's when the real progress in sports happened because I was away from my parents, no one to order me around or check on me. And for the next 4 years in Kakatiya University in Warangal, all I did was play. So I played a lot of volleyball. I played 3,000 universities, played handball twice, basketball 4 times, played South Zone University, and I played during the 4 years. Captained it, and then played nationals. Played for Gujarat 3 years on nationals. I was in Calcutta 87 nationals for Gujarat team and got picked by the top Indian 32 players to make the camp, and that 16 that I cut half. I didn't make the cut. So I played a lot, and then I was 22 and went to US and Played a lot of basketball in the US, no, less of a volleyball. But then slowly kind of waned down, and I took all the energies of my sports and turned my boys into competitive golfers. So they're doing well. But sports has been just absolutely my number one passion. Given a chance, and that's kind of led the whole thing back to this whole volleyball league. I had a chance to kind of come in and invest, and got into it.
I want to jump into the investment bit, but before I go there, at that time, right, in the 80s, I mean, there's no professional leagues, there's nothing. And as a player, I guess the only goal is like play for India, or you're playing to play, isn't it? There's no monies, there's no, and those were real, like pure, I think, sporting times. And I feel like there's a lot that comes out of that from an experience point of view.
Yeah, yeah. But I think even then, there was, I remember Sports Authority of, it was SAA, I guess. They had a lot of programs. The sports hostels. I'd offered to join Hyderabad in the sports hostel there for volleyball and as well as basketball. But I think there are a lot of services teams, police, income tax, all those guys did a great job of kind of encouraging sports. And I think they still do. If you really look at all the teams in India, services team, Air Force, Navy, Army, Railways, income tax, these are the guys, they keep nudging the sports forward. Unlike cricket, right? Cricket is very organized and commercial. But that was the only hopes to make a living, was join one of those guys.
Fast forward to Chekuri Sports Ventures. You're not only investing in sport, right? You're investing in grassroots. There's going to be investment in developing facilities, investment in media. What's your investment philosophy in all of this?
No, I don't think it's well thought out. It's kind of more emotional stuff. I've been out for 40 years in the US, just kind of worked my way into whatever I had to go do to make a living. Now I feel that it's about time to kind of come back and invest in India. So I was fortunate enough to get into Two Brothers Organic Farm for rural India, rural farming, organic farming. They're doing really well. Two brothers out of Pune. Then I got very fortunate to get into another in Goa, a media company called the Department of Laws. It's promoted by Anand Gandhi and Zain Memon. I got involved with them. I'm helping them out and going global and kind of really help them with their dreams. And the Goa PVL, Prime Volleyball League, came our way through a venture capital firm in the US. We kind of started talking to and really like their vision on what they're trying to do. And I feel volleyball is probably the most exciting sport. I played a lot of basketball, but volleyball is probably the most athletic, non-contact, exhilarating, super athletes, powerful, exciting to see it. And if it's done well, I think it could be a phenomenal game for people to watch and participate. So that's how I got into this.
With NetEnrich, you've led the company now over 2 decades with, again, cutting edge AI and this whole cybersecurity piece, which is even more important now. What are the core principles you started the company with, and during that journey, what do you see? The decisions that you take now based on your experiences with NetEnrich.
Yeah. Again, I think people talk too much about strategy. People talk about too much of vision. But at the end of the day, when you connect the dots back, vision is overplayed.
Interesting.
I think we read a lot of books. It's easy to. It's exciting, it's sexy, and it makes you think as if you're the world's best thinker. But I think most of the guys, you look at Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or even Jensen from NVIDIA now, or any company out there, it's execution. If you got to be resilient, you got to make the right decisions at the right point in time. Every day you get to a fork, you go right or left. The decisions you make some good ones and some bad ones, and you recover from that. And just staying in the game is the key. That's my philosophy. And then number two is kind of associate the best people around you. They help you execute, they help you craft your vision a little better, fine tune it. It's a day-to-day execution. So being resilient is the key in my mind. Anything you do, stay in the game.
Yeah.
If you're not playing the game, you're done. So the trick is to kind of be resilient and keep doing what you gotta go do, and play to your strength. I think like most of the time we're trying to be someone else. We're not
I love that.
ourselves. Huh?
It got me thinking about it. It pulls you back to sport, right? In a team game,
Yeah.
okay, you build a culture, camaraderie, all of that. But once you're on the court or on the field, you
Yeah.
got to recover if you're down, and
Exactly.
you got to take calls then and there, right in the moment. I mean, so whatever culture you built, vision, it's execution.
Execution. Someone scores a goal. In your case, you're down, 15-4. You don't stop and resign and go back. You got to keep playing.
You gotta keep
You play the
playing.
next game. If not the next game, next match. If not the next match, next month, next year. You got to stay in the game. That's the trick. And if you're good people who all want to stay in the game, it becomes fun.
Goa, what potential? I know we've discussed this offline, but what potential do you see in the state? And again, from the Prime Volleyball perspective, it's the first state team, right? The Goa Guardians. We have a huge landscape to cover. What do you see happening? And tell us a little bit about where do you where do you envision Goa Guardians creating an impact across volleyball and sport? For that matter.
Two things, right? We were lucky. Of course, the fact that I invested in Department of Law, I was coming to Goa more often in the last 3-4 years, so got a little familiar with Goa. Number two is Goa is known around the world. There was a time people knew Goa more than India, right? So Goa has been a union territory for a long time, independent of everything. Great culture, a lot of festivities, good people, great beaches, a lot of entertainment, a great destination for people to come to, not from just foreign countries, but just within India itself, right? A lot of people come out here. And we had an opportunity to go pick one of the teams between Goa and Punjab, and I was more familiar to Goa. I thought it'll be fun. And I also like the whole concept of Western Ghats and Konkan Belt, going all the way from Maharashtra to Goa to Karnataka, Mangalore, going down south. In fact, Calicut, we were there yesterday. It's down south below that, right? So the whole belt on the western coast, a lot of culture, resilient people for a long time. So I'm super excited to kind of see how this whole thing turns out. Again, not a massive vision. It's just a lot of tactical stuff. Things come our way in life, and you end up making the call. And we made the call at Goa and see how it plays out. I'm very comfortable. I think it's going to play out well.
I know Goa. When you think Goa, of course, you think beaches and things. Do you see a lot of beach volleyball also being part of this?
I think so.
A little bit.
I don't know. Kind of. I like 6-man indoor volleyball. I like competitive volleyball. So it's fast. It's exciting. And I've been in California, in a mecca of beach volleyball, right? Southern California is full of beaches and phenomenal players, phenomenal teams. But I never got into beach volleyball myself. But I think it's probably fun. We'll host some beach volleyball tournaments to help people enjoy. We'll bring the best talent from around the world. But I get charged up with 6-man. I played outdoors most of the time, but I could see indoor would be amazing. I see a lot of great venues in India now, and I've been watching reels the PVL has created over the past 3 years, 3 seasons. I can't wait. I can't wait till October 2nd when the season starts. So I'm a big fan of 6-man volleyball. Yeah.
From a grassroots perspective, I know there's a lot of schools, universities that play the sport. How do you think the Guardians can sort of be part of that
Yeah.
system?
So, my own case and what I see my boys and other friends, kids and all, until 10, 11, you want the kids to play whatever they want to play. You don't want to kind of push them into something they won't enjoy, right? Um, so I feel like 10 years onwards, maybe more like 12 years, is where the real energy comes in. They're growing, the hormones are kicking in, they want to prove themselves, they're getting competitive. It doesn't really matter, boy or girl, they all get a little bit more competitive at that age. They want to do well and have fun. So I think if we can invest in grassroots to support 12 years old and 14-year-old, 15-year-old kids to play, I think we'll have great returns from that. I think they'll enjoy. And it's just more than sports. I guess like one of the best thing about sports is you learn to win and you learn to lose as well. That really helps you in life down the road. And I think the whole life gets played in that hour of play you have. Then you repeat again every year, every day you play. So you get psychologically much stronger to put up with all the mess that comes your way when you grow up, right? So I think even if they don't become professionals, they'll turn out to be better human beings. They can handle life and life stress and what comes their way. So we need to still figure out the model, and I'm sure a lot of Indian, I met Mr. Thomas from Muthoot Group. They're doing some wonderful stuff. I'm sure there are a lot of people doing some grassroots stuff. So learn from them what's working, what's not working, and make our way slowly over the next few years here to see if we can make a big impact in this part of India.
The PVL has a pretty big sort of thought process and vision. They want to grow the sport, become probably similar to PKL, which is the Kabaddi League and Indian Super League in football. I'm leaving IPL aside from this, but do you see volleyball being able to catch up to that level? And also, commercially, do you feel there are going to be road bumps along the way and maybe certain challenges for us to take PVL to a point where it's known pan-India? As we know right now, it's more in the south and maybe a little bit in Haryana. How would volleyball kind of grow across the country?
A good question. I think my short interaction with this league, the way I kind of triangulate this whole thing is there are three key legs of the stool, and the fourth one, which is the most important one, right? The first three are essentially baseline, a marketing and branding organization that has been dealing with a lot of sports personalities across various sports. They formed this league with a plan and organizing it. So I think having that marketing bent to this league is very important, so that they bring that. And I'm sure they'll get a lot of help from others as well, but that's one big leg of the stool. The second piece is they picked volleyball and for all of India and on a professional level to showcase the other possibilities in our athletes and give them a stage for them to represent and feel good about it and make some money. The third piece is they bought, over the last 3 years, this is the fourth year, we're the 10th team, they put together 9 strong teams with each of the ownership teams to be obsessed about sports, and they had deeper pockets to fund it, not worry about financial returns for the next few years. So I think those three, a league to manage all that, marketing bent to it, and ownership for 10 teams that are going to keep funding it, are the three big legs of the stool. But I think the top of the stool is essentially the players, right?
Yep.
I met a few of those guys at the auction. I've been watching their reels. I think we have some amazing talent. As long as the players win in this league, as long as we treat them as crown jewels, we'll do well. The day politics come in and we're going to shortchange each other and get bitter about everything, then you fail. And we deserve to fail. I think if you treat the players right, in case of doubt, players always win. If you have that motto, I think we're in a good shape. And I think and I think you got to do it planned too. You can't rush into it. You can't dilute. You can't have 20 teams next year just to make some money here, right? So the key is to kind of think through, look at the numbers, look at the stats, invest, produce better games, give fans great experiences, help at the grassroots feeder level, and as the competition goes up, you'll see the hockey stick for the next 4 or 5 years. I think it'll take 4 or 5 years to kind of really get the momentum in the early stages.
Olympics. India's, I mean, we've always strived to be bigger, better, and now we're also hoping to host the Olympics. I know we can have a lengthy conversation on this, but specifically to volleyball, how do you see investors like yourself and other team owners contribute towards the development of not only players but infrastructure? And how long do you think that journey is for us to be, one, is successful in the sport of volleyball, and then on the other hand competitive, and then even hosting the sport and then being maybe on the top of it? Have you ever thought, I know because you've played, you probably have really seen, and now you see where the level is, but again, just tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the Olympics overall for us as a country.
Yeah, I think people usually say, 1.6 billion people, how come you don't get Olympic medals and all? But I think you gotta think really hard that it's taken good 50, 60, 70 years to get where we are now, post-independence, right? The good news is we got 400 plus million middle class people who can afford, who can send the kids to better schools, can give the kids exposure. So it's one of the largest countries who can afford to do that now. So there should be zero excuses now. Until now, I get it, right? But also, the kids I see now, they're like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", plenty.
Wow,
when I was 6'2", I was one of the tallest guys around, walking around those days. And I had one more guy who was 6'3", my teammate in Warangal. But that's it, right? And of course, we had Panda, who was a basketball player, 7'2" and all. But far and few now, everyone who stands up in volleyball court is 6'3", 6'4", 6'6", 6'7". The kids are growing up, they're getting stronger, they can jump. Women are getting stronger and taller and bigger and better players. So I think the supply chain of talent is there. So that's not a big worry. So there's affordability from 400 million people. And I'm sure there's a lot of rural areas with great athletes. It's just exposure, right? 80s and 90s, if you look at any village in South India, like Andhra or places like that, there are volleyball courts everywhere. Kerala was phenomenal. And they always had great players, Jimmy George and all. So we just, I'm sure Haryana, pick anywhere, Rajasthan, we just need to give more exposure. I feel like the organized sports, such as PVL and what we're trying to do with Prime Volleyball League and all, the main intent is to give exposure. Now, the three exposures, one is the rural and grassroots stuff, then competitive, national level sports, and the professional level now. But if you're going to take beyond that, we're going to give them international exposure. That requires money. A federation and PBL working together, cooperating, and then the companies kind of fund money, not just depend on governments to fund these guys. All should come together so that we can give this youth exposure at the international level. The more matches they play against Iran, the more matches they play against China or Japan or Korea, or at least all over Asia or even international outside Asia, they'll figure out. It's just a matter of time. It's next 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, giving a bunch of exposure to this youth. You start winning, it spirals up. It's just they'll start winning. This Kawa Cup they played recently, they beat Pakistan twice, right? And then they lost to Iran twice, but they beat Pakistan and they finished second. Iran is a small nation, but they just get so much exposure, right? So I think our youth is absolutely capable of winning Olympics and some gold or participate to start with. I'm super excited. I think it takes some time, with some patience, some time, some investment. But volleyball, I feel pretty confident, very confident that in a decade we are there or we're very close to there.
How eager are you to get on the court?
Get on where?
Get on the court.
On the court? It's interesting you bring that up. It's almost like it's almost been a month where I feel like I want to play more, and I'm just kind of dreaming about getting my meniscus surgery done, 8 weeks of recovery, come back in September, get an apartment in Goa, get a nutritionist, get a physio, get up in the morning, no booze, nothing, eat right, go play with these guys in the morning and the evening, and just be a ball boy and bump around. And I can't wait. I really want to. I hadn't jumped in a while. I used to dunk.
Wow.
Both hands, but now I turned 60. And I think once my knee gets better, I think I should be able to at least play. I want to play.
Nice.
And I will play.
Amazing.
I'll definitely play.
I love that.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there's many owners who would be eager and want to kind of be with the team. And like you just said, I mean, you'll be the ball boy. I mean, that's awesome.
yeah. I think it's playing is so much fun. There's nothing better than playing some sport.
That's true.
Yeah. I hadn't played volleyball in a long time. I did play basketball for quite some time. So I think in a week or two, I should probably get back to some reasonable shape to play and don't look like an idiot on the court. But these guys are just a whole different level, right?
Yeah.
I think people don't realize how hard professional sport is.
Yeah.
It's a whole different game. You play high school, you play college, you play state, you play nationals, and then you play within a good team or a better team or the best team and top 2 in Asia and top 20 in the world. And every step is an order of magnitude difficult to make it. Right? The chances narrow down. So, but you can still bump around and just play and run around for an hour and burn some calories and have fun. And I think I'll play. I'll definitely play.
Nice.
Very eager.
Very eager. I love that.
Yeah.
More on the lighter side, we'll wrap up. But I know you mentioned you'll spend some time in Goa, obviously during pre-season and things. What else are you excited about from a Goa perspective? Apart from being on the court, is it the food, maybe the treks, maybe the monsoon? I don't know. Anything else from the Goa perspective that you're excited about?
I think 2 big things are, from an avocation standpoint, intellectually, mentally, staying busy is just, one is get the PVL thing going and probably do more than just once a year event and hopefully participate more often than that is one big piece. The other piece is I'm really charged up about what Anand and Zain are building, the Department of Law. They're here. Nice. We're trying to get a studio done here. It's going to change the game. It's absolutely wild thoughts they have and what they're trying to do in terms of media. So those are 2 big things. But I think Goa is a great place to kind of outdoor stuff, get beaches, more relaxed environment. I think it's green, beautiful roads, and a mix of culture. It's not just everyone comes and just assembles into this environment.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel any different, right? So just spend a little bit more time, bring my family out here.
Amazing.
Just see. I have an office in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Bhimavaram, so I can shuttle around. The customers in India now, so we're super excited about that.
Nice.
In Emirates. So just Goa becomes one of the destinations for me on a yearly basis to hang out and do the best I can. And
fantastic.
Yes.
Goa cannot wait to have you and see what the Guardians can do for the state.
Yeah.
Raju, it's been absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you
Looking
for
forward
having
to
me.
the season and the years ahead.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm super excited. Thank you. Thank you for having me. All the fans and future fans, look for Goa Volleyball. That's our social media handle. And the team is called Goa Guardians. We'll be on Sony Live. At the same time, we'll be on YouTube and all our platforms. You can have great content, communicate to us, engage us, ask us anything you need. Let's build a massive, successful franchise in Goa Guardians and just Goa Volleyball. Thank you.